YouTube, this is Game on Cloud 9 here to bring you guys a new One Piece manga 661 prediction rant. Oda delivered really nicely this week and gave us a pretty engaging chapter, pretty balanced chapter overall. So I enjoyed it. There was a lot of different, well, not really a lot of different things going on, but we saw, of course, Law, because we saw Law in 659. That's when he made his appearance as a Shichibukai. But of course, we saw a little bit more of him and Smoker talking in 660. For the most part, they're just talking, like, Smoker's trying to find out about the Straw Hats, and he thinks they're somewhere along the island and all that kind of stuff, and, Law didn't know anything about it, but of course, the funny thing about this chapter is we see some of the Straw Hats come busting out of the door, where, of course, Law is standing and Smoker is standing, running out trying to escape with these kids and try to, get them back to their families, of course, or at least get them off of this island. And, the funny thing about this is, like, this arc, I'm already getting, like I've said this before, I'm really getting excited. I'm thinking that maybe Law could be the main villain of this arc. Who knows? Then again, it could just be that guy who, is like in that gas or whatever that, I think it's that, what would you call it? Like a Logia type, that guy that's like in that, Flask, that's what I'm trying to say, Flask. Yeah, the guy that went to that Flask, he could be the one who's the main villain, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be Law, considering that we see all these different people and, or I guess you could say animals or whatever, mixed matched on this island, and their bodies are turned around. So, I'm really thinking, yeah, he has to be the main villain for this arc. I couldn't see it any other way. And also, the interesting thing about this chapter is seeing Law's abilities. We saw, of course, we've already seen his Dove Fruit ability in part 1, but we see how much stronger he's become just from a flip of his finger in this recent chapter. We saw him basically lift up an entire ship and, separate it from, well, I guess you could say the water, itself was still attached to the ship, so I guess you could say that, he separated the water and the ship and lifted it up in the air in his room. So, and his room is like way bigger than it used to be. So, his abilities, I'm really interested to see what else he could do. If he can just do that with a flip of his finger, who knows what else he could do. We already know he could split things, but I'm saying there's a lot more. Who knows, he may be able to split a building in two and just rearrange things any kind of way. So Law's abilities, I'm really interested to see what more he knows. And I really want to see Law use his sword. I really want to see him, maybe use his Devil Fruit abilities along with his sword. That'd be really nice to see, but I'm pretty sure if he's the main villain for this arc, then we'll see some of that. I'm hoping he is. I want to see a little Luffy and Law action, but Law doesn't really seem like he's as concerned about the Straw Hats as Smoker is, of course, because we all know how Smoker is and how he's always wanting to hunt down the Straw Hats or hunt down Luffy and get his prey. So, I'm thinking like, no, Smoker, and Luffy, I wanted them to fight. They may not probably this arc, but I could see Law and Luffy definitely fighting in this arc. Another thing, as for next chapter though, for the most part, probably I'm like, who knows? We may actually see a fight between Law and Smoker, considering what happened at the end when he lifted the Marine ship, and didn't seem like Smoker liked that too much. Maybe we could see a little bit more of what Smoker can do. Of course, maybe he can, of course he's probably a lot faster than he used to be, because we know he could fly around and stuff like that. But maybe instead of just turning into smoke, maybe he can create more smoke now, and maybe, engulf half the island. Who knows? There's so much different things that we know that Oda could surprise us with. This is the world of One Piece, so anything can happen, anything can go. Of course, Sanji's there. Can't really see Sanji really having a big role in the next chapter. It seems like maybe the focus would be more on Law and Smoker, or Oda could go ahead and cut back over to what Luffy and them are doing. There's also the chance that Brook could end up running over there in the fight with Smoker and Law and being over in that area. So who knows? Maybe Brook and Frankie and Sanji could end up getting into a small fight with them. Who knows? But they're, I'm guessing that's a big possibility. But it seems like it's more going to be between Law and Smoker. That's my guess. So look forward to seeing Law versus Smoker, but then at the same time it couldn't happen, but that's my guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are basically my thoughts on what I think is going to happen next chapter. So please, be honest. Honesty is the best answer. Like this video or dislike it if you didn't like it. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe if you like watching my channel. And see you later.